Well, like I said a little bit earlier, this isn't how we initially planned August GMM, but here we are. I'm so happy that we were able to, I'm going to use the word pivot, and at least connect virtually, and we will keep you guys updated on September events. We're just still kind of feeling it out like everybody else. So welcome. Good morning to everybody. It's really fun to hear from all of our new members, and I'm really excited to hear from our nonprofits today. They're always out in the community working hard to make us, you know, the good neighbor city. So thank you to our August sponsor, Cardinal View Senior Living. I can tell you right now, Lisa and I toured there, and we're both counting down.
What's going on?
Switch our call to later this
Can
afternoon.
we mute AJ? Okay. Lisa and I took a tour of Cardinal View, and we're counting down the days until we qualify to live there. It's gorgeous. Thank you to our annual sponsors, MG&E, Marco Technologies, Premier Retirement Partners, and Hilton Garden Inn. It's the support of all these sponsors that allow us to put on such quality events. All right, I think we all, with the exception of AJ, know the virtual etiquette by now. Please make sure that you are on mute unless you're speaking. We do have closed caption available for those of you who like to have that on. There's the live transcript button, typically on the bottom of your screen that says CC. We want to make sure that people are still able to make connections, excuse me, virtually. So Kristen will send out a spreadsheet with everybody's contact information who attended this morning. If you don't want your email as part of that document, please let Kristen know after the meeting today so that she can pull that off. And we just ask that you use this information to make one-on-one connections, not to send mass emails out. People get a little upset with us if that happens. Also a reminder that we have a community events and member news pages to keep you up to date on all of the activities that we have going on in the community. A lot of our nonprofits have fundraisers in the summer, so check that out. Member news keeps you up to date on everything that's popping with our member businesses. We also keep our resource page up to date with COVID information, grants, resources that way. And you can see all of our virtual events that are recorded on our YouTube channel. So check that out. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the fabulous Lisa Kwan for membership updates.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. So just to start with my portion, if you don't already follow us on social media, again, we do post quite a bit on there. So don't miss out on all the exciting and fun things that we have happening, as well as our new member intros and some other special member events. And then moving on to our member milestones here, just wanted to thank all of our members for renewing. But particularly shouting out these few that are on this page here. So moving into my new member introductions, to keep things kind of moving along this morning so that we have time to get to our nonprofits. I actually have asked just a question: what's your hidden talent or your hidden fear? So first up for the intros this morning is Bernie's carpet cleaning. And one of the owners, Stephanie, must be really fun at weddings because she let me know her hidden talent is dancing. So then on to Develop LLC and Matt Nosman. Matt let me know that his hidden talent is that he's an excellent gardener. And then Maddie over at Glazed, she loves to bake. So hopefully she adds some glaze. See what I did there on top of her cookies. Miguel is joining us this morning from an Infinity Car Wash, and Miguel's hidden talent is that he used to practice karate. Melissa Dale from Melissa Dale Interiors. She let me know her hidden fear, which is that she's afraid of snakes. And Melissa, I bet you're not alone with that fear. Then moving on to Sam Cavalier from Ogden Glazer. His hidden talent is actually having babies. He's not here this morning because he had a beautiful little girl, Lillian, less than 72 hours ago. And then Sam from Renew Wisconsin is really someone that you want to ride with whenever you're driving downtown because he's an excellent parallel parker. And then the last intro this morning is Brett from Revise, and she has a talent for unicycling. If I tried to do that, I would fall right on my face. So welcome to all of our new members. Happy to have you join us. And don't forget the slideshow that comes out will have their contact info. So use that to make those connections. And then next up are our July ambassadors of the month. Thank you to Ryan and Angie for all you did in July. Let's give them a quick round of applause here. Thanks, guys. And then my last section is just a reminder about our chamber microgroups. These are the ones that we know are currently meeting, but if you think that there's a need to start one, just go ahead and send me an email and yeah, we can help you get that started. So now I'm going to turn it over to the amazing Kristen Parent.
Good morning, everyone. We're so happy to have you guys joining us this morning. I want to run through the rest of August and the events that we have coming up. So actually today we have a session we're called It's Time to Get Appy. So if you know the App Store, there's over 3 billion, trillion, cajillion apps out there. And how do you choose which one you want to use for business and for personal? So if you're looking for something that tracks mileage, project management, social media, Nancy, she calls herself the App Mama, is going to be joining us to kind of give you like the top 3 in several of those categories that I just missed. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal one. So please join us. It's a virtual session today at 1, and you guys can register for that on the website. We are continuing Networking Blitz. So that is our one-on-one virtual networking that happens next week, Tuesday on the 17th. We know that workforce has been, a struggle, especially as we're continuing down this pandemic road. So our economic development session on the 18th is workforce development in Dane County. So organizations like Urban League, the DWD, and also Robert Half are going to be joining just to talk about trends that they're seeing, ways that they think that we can overcome that, and what employees are really looking for in an employer these days. So please join us there. And we round out the month with Business Boost, where we're going to actually talk about strategic planning. So this might be a little bit early, but that was the plan, is because we want you guys to have this information before you go into strategic planning session or season, I should say. So really, is a strategic plan worth it? Like, what value does it add? And how do I write a good one? So that session will be on August 25th. And then I want to share with you a video in a minute. I guess there's one more slide here. We've been talking a lot about our Toberfest, which we're really excited to have out at Kiva. These are some pictures of some of the activities that we've done there in the past. I never thought that I would get the opportunity in this job to launch a rubber chicken, but that is absolutely available. So it's going to be a great team building activity. We have some sponsorship opportunities. So if you're looking for a really fun way to get your brand out throughout the chamber, this is it. So I want to show you this video quick. So we really hope you guys will consider having a team and joining us. Obviously, you don't need to be super sportsy to do this. They're really fun, unique games that we're gonna be doing, and we would love to have you there.
All right, I will take it from here. I hope to see everybody register, either a team or like Kristen said, there are sponsorship opportunities for Sportoberfest as well. All right, I would like to introduce Taylor Prowlis, Director of Marketing at Cardinal View. Taylor has been with Cardinal View starting in March of 2021 and has worked with seniors most of his adult life for the last 5 years in the Madison area. And he's also one of our amazing ambassadors. So over to you.
Thank you, Kate, for that introduction. Good morning, Get Moving Middleton. We are Cardinal View Senior Living. We're so excited to be here. Right here, we have a photo of basically our current progress. Next slide, please. Just a little bit of a community overview. Cardinal View will have 104 different apartment homes. This will be 83 independent living plus, and assisted living apartments. The difference is that you can start with independent living and transition to assisted living without a move. We also will have 21 memory care suites in our memory care community. The apartment homes offer studio, 1 bedroom, and 2 bedroom options. Every apartment in independent living or assisted living has full kitchens, laundry, heating systems, and community amenities include restaurant style dining, fitness center, library, pub, community rooms, full security system, and then large indoor and outdoor spaces. Next slide, please. Our location. Many of you might have seen us in our building project as you're heading out of town on Highway 12. If you're going north out of town on Parmenter Street, we are across from Nuns Flooring and Spring Window Fashions. Next slide. Growing of our community. Let's do a little progress check. So we are just over 90% completed after breaking ground in 2020. And we are now doing final checks and inspections and looking to welcome residents by the end of September. Next slide, please. Inspire wellness for life. We believe at Cardinal View of 7 dimensions of wellness. Many think of just that physical aspect. We try to incorporate at least 3 into every activity that we provide daily. And we believe that it's whole person cared from the 7 dimensions of wellness. Next slide, please. Innovations in technology. So Cardinal View will have solar power. This will accompany about 20% of our overall electricity usage. That's 176,000 kilowatts of power, which is equal to 15 average homes or 100,000 miles of driving in a car. We have the fresh air system, which is needlepoint bipolar ionization. We push out ions into the air of our common space, which attaches to different particulates like coronavirus, norovirus, mold, and spores, and pulls them out of the air. We also have aerial sensors. So we have a check-in system for our independent living and assisted living residents that can check in every day. If they do not, we would do a wellness check. And we also have the aerial sensors in memory care, specifically in the bathrooms. If residents are to use the restroom, it silently alerts the staff just to make sure that they might need some assistance. Next slide, please. Rendering versus actual. So the first photos here are our restaurant style dining. We will be able to serve over 100 individuals in this space. We have large outdoor seating on the eastern exposure and northern exposure with a private dining room off to our left. Next slide, please. The next is our main entry. So to our left, a coffee bar with sitting space, reception desk, and just behind is our grand staircase with water feature. On the second floor is our indoor-outdoor pub space and restaurant-style dining. Next slide, please. And an exciting community space is our Maury community room. It's a large indoor, outdoor on our 4th floor, south end, with a kitchen, with fire tables outside, gas grills, perfect for parties. Next slide, please. And I just want to give a big thank you to a Middleton Chamber member, Iconica. They have been able to help us make our dream become a reality. We are so fortunate to have that partnership with them. I did want to mention just a few quick announcements. We will be having a new Good Neighbor event on the 21st. We'll have games, door prizes, tours throughout the community. We will be offering our grand opening to the public on October the 3rd. This is from 12 to 4. And we are setting a tentative ribbon cutting on September the 24th at 3:30. Thank you so much for having me today. And if anyone would like to come by and see us, we'd love to show you the community.
Thank you so much. And like I said earlier, it is absolutely gorgeous. Everything that you would want or need, they've thought of it and they've got it covered. So thank you so much. All right, next up we have Tom Linfield, who is the Vice President of Community Impact with Madison Community Foundation. He coordinates all competitive and field of interest grant making and offers capacity building, counsel, and facilitation to area nonprofits. Take it away, Tom.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is always a fun group to be with. I'm sorry we're not in the same room. The energy at 7:45 in the morning is often frightening. But thrilled that so many of you are here, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about the 3,000 nonprofits in Dane County and how they did during the last 16 months. Next slide, please. So a little bit about us. We're almost 80 years old. We are a community trust, so we help build endowments, support communities. We help people do philanthropy. We help companies do philanthropy, and then we do our own philanthropy. That's the part over 2 million that I do. But we distributed in 2021 a record $29 million into the community, most of that staying within Dane County. Next slide. So the important thing to know if you're going to talk about nonprofits in Dane County is that there are 3,000. So we have a very, very large number of nonprofits in Dane County. 10 years ago, we had about half that. So it is growing. It's also, though, important to know that the majority of them are actually quite small. So half of those nonprofits have assets, annual assets or revenue of less than $25,000 a year. So many are volunteer run. 70% have contributions of less than $100,000 a year. That means that they're close to the edge. That means that things like COVID and the pandemic have a major impact on them. Because many are volunteer run, they were not eligible for the payroll protection plan funding from the federal government. So that was actually a huge issue, and you would be surprised how many impressive and pretty substantial nonprofits are actually completely volunteer run. So we heard from a lot of agencies that they just, whether they were shuttered, even those who did have staff were laying off staff, furloughing staff. All were very severely impacted by the pandemic. Next slide, please. So what were the keys to nonprofit survival? I probably talked to about 400 nonprofits last year, probably emailed with about 1,300 of them. So heard wonderful stories of extraordinary things happening and really devastating stories as well. Key to a healthy nonprofit, if you were involved with one, if you were doing board work with one, or a donor to one, really help them build a reserve fund. Having a reserve fund, as many of you know, if you hit hard times, you need that cushion. Those that did were able, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, to keep paying their staff to really have that money. There's a good reason to have a healthy reserve fund. After that, an endowment fund. So we hold at the Community Foundation about 400 nonprofit endowments. Those are half of our assets are actually nonprofit endowments. That is money that is held in perpetuity. The market did very well this past year. So those with a healthy endowment that really helped smooth the devastating edges of this pandemic. I heard the word pivot already this morning. I think that's the word of the year for 2020. We saw amazing flexibility. We saw nonprofits who did one thing pivot to do 5 others. I cannot say how much nonprofits provided leadership during the last year. I don't think the K through 12 school system would have fed children if not for nonprofits for the last year and a half. It's quite amazing. And then at any time, the fundraising that nonprofits rely on is largely about working with donors and showing how they are essential. And that was never more true than during the pandemic. So we did a lot of work with nonprofits about storytelling, about how to really say we are a critical part of this community. So help us make the change we would like to make. Next slide, please. So what's the good news? I was looking for silver linings throughout the year. As I mentioned, many pivoted. Middleton Outreach Ministry, they were able to build outdoor space so they could feed people and safely. They could be safe for their volunteers, safe for their staff, and safe for the visitors. So they did outdoor space, particularly important in Wisconsin in the winter. The payroll protection funding was critical. I'm reading through 200 COVID recovery grants right now, and agency after agency that did get that funding says we would have gone under if not for that funding. So that was a very, very positive thing. And those were loans, but they were largely forgivable loans if you spent them well. Philanthropy rose, I think, in 2019, we distributed $18 million in the community. And this past year, 29 million. So I think donors really stepped up. Corporations, foundations, certainly major donors really stepped up their giving. Many of the foundations, like the Madison Community Foundation, switched to funding pandemic work. So many of us suspended our regular foundation rounds and focused on that. I have not heard of any nonprofits yet that have gone out of business, and that's quite amazing. Now, that doesn't mean they haven't. I just haven't heard about it, but generally I would. We expected to be funding a lot of mergers this year. We haven't. So the good news was that funding really helped. I would say that 2021 is going to be a very, very challenging year for nonprofits, if not more so than 2020. Next slide, please. So what's the bad news? Devastated budgets, furloughs, many of the arts organizations, probably the hardest hit. One, because many of them are volunteer run, and two, because they were completely shuttered. Earned income is a huge part of many of the arts and other agencies. And so they rely on that money. Many of the arts agencies, for instance, put on summer camps, and the revenue from the summer camps then lets them put on their concert series, their theater, their productions, etc. All of that disappeared. I would say about a third of the grants that I'm reading right now, they were unsuccessful with the federal grant program. So many of you may have experienced this. If you did not have a relationship with a local bank and you did not act as quickly as you could and have all your ducks in a row, it was very, very difficult, especially during the first round of the PPP funding to get anywhere. Next slide, please. So this is the last slide. What is next? As I mentioned, 2021 is difficult. If you are involved in philanthropy or helping nonprofits, please keep doing so. 2021 is going to be part of the long tail of COVID. We do not see any federal funding right now coming down the pike, and that really helped save people the first time. I don't know what will happen this year. We are helping distribute $5 million right now in COVID recovery money to nonprofits based on deficits from 2020. So that will be a $5 million boost to our local economy. And I hope that the record philanthropy we saw in 2020 is something that will continue, that it's not just a blip, but that's something that will move us forward with more people funding and more people giving more of themselves. And that's the state of nonprofits 16 months into the pandemic. And I don't know if you have time for questions. I'm always happy to answer questions. I know you move quickly at this meeting, and I have only 6 minutes, which I think I did. But I will say I am always happy to chat. We are very communicative at the Madison Community Foundation. You can find me easily. You can call me. You can email me. We are all back in our offices right now after being stuck at home for 16 months. And happy to help you with your philanthropy or help you learn about philanthropy.
Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you for all that you do for our nonprofits who are really what keeps our community together. So thank you so much.
I think this next slide that we want to show you guys, this is actually the list of all of the nonprofits that the Middleton Chamber has as members. And we are so fortunate to have all of them as our partners. The ones highlighted are the ones that are here joining us today. So we want to allow them the opportunity to introduce themselves quickly. We're going to try to run through this fast. So if they could say their name, the name of their organization, and then maybe just a one-sentence statement about their mission or what they do. We're going to go in alphabetical order of the ones highlighted. And then at the end, if I missed anybody, we'll allow them to go. So please, if we could start with the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance, we'll turn it over to you.
Hello,
Good
I
morning.
am Michaela Burkhart from the ADAW, and my coworker Becky Mulhern is also on today. So the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance of Wisconsin really just has personalized guidance, support, and family community education topics that really push what we do locally here in Wisconsin, particularly Southwest and South Central Wisconsin, helping those with dementia diagnosis, their care partners and families move through that journey of a dementia diagnosis.
Perfect. And then I'll just let you guys fire along. So Beyond Pink, if you want to go next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Hauser Wallace, the Executive Director and Board President with Beyond Pink Foundation. Beyond Pink Foundation serves the breast cancer community. I'm also a breast cancer thriver. The foundation is a couple of years old. It is, as Tom mentioned, run solely by volunteers. We're lean and mean, but we've done a lot in the couple of years that we've been in business for the breast cancer community. We offer programs to cancer centers, working specifically with the patient navigators that support the breast cancer patients, and working with clinicians and scientists to fill the gaps. So it's more of a business to business model, looking at how can we make a difference, boots on the ground, so to speak, at the cancer center for the patients, and really meet needs that the center has and elevate their services to patients. We're also, as I mentioned, relatively new, being a couple of years old, and we're growing. So we're looking to expand our leadership board, looking for a diverse group of board leaders, and also expanding our volunteer committees. So please reach out to me if you have an interest in learning more about the foundation or joining us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Molly Luxick with Central Midwest Ballet Academy. I'm not sure if you can see me, but hopefully you can. We are a classical ballet academy committed to spreading the joy and artistry of ballet with our community. We teach dancers ages 8 and up and help them find success in whatever way that means for them, whether that's trying to achieve a professional career or maybe just finding a lifelong joy and appreciation of the art. We also try to find as many performance opportunities in the community as possible. And that was definitely a little bit cut back this past year. We usually perform at things such as the American Girl doll sale or the Edgewater tree lighting. And we love to do these performances for free for our community. So if you have a young aspiring dancer, or if you have a performance space or a big event you'd love to have us in, we come for free. We love to dance. So just reach out to me, and thank you for letting me have this time.
And hello, everybody. My name is John Daly. I'm on the board of the Pheasant Branch Conservancy, the Friends of Pheasant Branch Conservancy. And we just had our 25th anniversary celebration at the Capitol Brewery. And we had a very, very large crowd. It really worked out well. The vision of the Friends has been for 25 years to restore, preserve, and promote the Pheasant Branch Conservancy for today and tomorrow. And the whole focus that we've really been trying to do, and a quick shout out to Taylor, who just presented as a new member and as a host. He was also a presenter recently at a program that we have for we're having a program for people with dementia, get out in nature and the health benefits cognitively, et cetera. And Taylor was there to also help lead in the training we have for our volunteers. So I wanted to thank him for that. There's a lot to say about the Friends, but I guess the best way to do it, and we really lucked out with this, but the current issue of the Middleton Review that is out is all about the Friends of Pheasant Branch Conservancy. George Zenz has done a really fabulous job with that information, and I encourage you to take a look at it and you enjoyed the Conservancy. It's a unique oasis in our urban community. So I hope you do. And thank you very much for your time.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Dalton, and I am the development director at Gildas Club Madison. And we serve families touched by cancer, say any age, any stage, any diagnosis. And we do that through things like support groups and yoga classes and cooking classes and lots of arts programming. And we were able to pivot to virtual when the pandemic hit, and we continue to be virtual with some limited outdoor programming right now, especially because of the population we serve, which is particularly at risk from the pandemic.
I am Kathy Eckenrod, Development Director at Justine. First, I want to say, Tom, thank you for being here today, and the Madison Community Foundation and Tom in particular have been really great resource for us and for me. Appreciate that. Justine is a community-based social justice organization that was created to meet the needs emerging in our community in the areas of racism, homelessness, fair and affordable housing, and economic justice, as well as helping people newly released from jail and prison. We offer strong support, guidance, and resources for individuals determined to create a new path for themselves through job training, peer support, mentoring, and a myriad of direct services. You might know us from one of our many initiatives, such as Just Bakery, a job training program for those with high barriers to employment, Healing House, established for homeless families in medical crisis, Circles of Support, or Mentoring Connections, designed for youth impacted by parental incarceration. We're all about lifting up all people and working towards a just and equitable Dane County. Check us out at justdane.org.
And is the Kiwanis Club here? Okay, well, we can come back to them. How about Madison Development Corp?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Jillian with Madison Development Corp. So MDC is a nonprofit. We own and manage 348 affordable housing units in Dane County. We also invest in affordable housing through our Dane Workforce Housing Fund. The Kestrel that just opened across from Willie Street Co-op in Middleton was our first project we invested in. So we were happy to see that open this month. We also manage a small business loan program and a venture debt fund with the goal of creating jobs in Dane County.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Kobinski. I'm with Madison Reading Project, and our mission is quite simple. It's to get free books to kids throughout Dane County and the surrounding area, and to bring reading development programs to them to help them become better readers. We have a big red reading bus that's on the road today as we speak. It'll be at Elver Park neighborhood helping kids with some remedial reading programs. And we also work with a lot of schools, 4 of them in particular in Middleton, with after school reading learning programs. Our mission is all about getting kids to become interested in reading books and becoming better readers and becoming better learners.
And Carol, are you here from Make-A-Wish? She said she might not be able to make it. All right, how about Middleton Outreach?
I'll jump in then. Hi, I'm Ellen Carlson. I'm the Executive Director of Middleton Outreach Ministry. Our mission is to bring the community together to create food and housing security right here in the Middleton community, but also in Cross Plains and a lot of West Madison. We are known by many people in the community for our food pantry, which has been operating in an outdoor fashion underneath that fantastic structure that MCF helped us build in a choice manner. So people are still able to pick the food that they want, which has been really important to us and to the community throughout the last year. But I did want to highlight that we are also very involved in housing programs and really helping people pull resources together to maintain stability in their housing. And we are about to launch a new program called our Connections Housing Program, which works to help people who are in double living arrangements find stability, which is a population that has a really hard time pulling together the resources to make that happen. So we're really excited about that. And I did just want to highlight too that we are gearing up to hopefully reopen the food pantry to in-person shopping in October, although every day I wonder if that's still going to happen that way. But if that is the case, we have all kinds of new volunteer positions that are going to be open, and we're really excited to bring the community back to help us with that. So thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kurt Fassard with Reach a Child. We provide children's books and backpacks to the first responders in Wisconsin. And our volume of books that we provide is right around 20 to 25,000 each year. We have about 250 departments that we currently serve, and are always looking for new communities that would like our books and backpacks. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Willits, and I'm here on behalf of the Madison Breakfast Rotary Club. We are a small Rotary club on the west side of Madison, about 25 members. We're a volunteer service organization with a focus on youth and literacy. So in addition to our youth exchange program, where we bring in high school students from other countries, we also partner locally with the Madison Reading Project. Globally, we ship books and desks to villages in Africa. We're currently partnering with Rotary Los Altos in Guatemala to help build and stock portable libraries with books, games, and computers in rural areas of Guatemala for primary schools. We recently partnered with Engineers Without Borders at the university on a multi-year project where we provided sustainable drinking water for a village in Guatemala. We are looking for additional members that are excited about service and volunteering. So we meet once a month at my office. My office is the Keller Williams office on the west side of Madison. Twice a month on Zoom, and once a month we meet with the Madison Reading Project to work in their space to volunteer. So thank you.
Hi, this is Katie Hensel, and I'm the Executive Director for Try for Schools. We are a triathlon-focused nonprofit that encourages kids, schools, and communities to be healthy and happy. So we are super excited to be hosting our Middleton Kids Triathlon on August 21st, so next Saturday. It was our very first event back in 2011, and so we're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year of this event. So the unique thing about Try for Schools is that besides offering triathlons that are designed for kids ages 3 to 14, we donate the proceeds from our events back into local schools to fund health and wellness initiatives. So we've given back just under $400,000 into local schools to fund everything from new equipment to school gardens, to mindfulness programs, and just anything that our schools need to help keep kids healthy inside and outside the classroom. And our focus is on access for this sport. So including all kids, whether that's, regardless of their socioeconomic status, gender, age, physical ability, race, we want to just make those barriers go away so that any child that wants to give it a try, pun intended, can do so. And so we were offering triathlons for kids. We also, this spring, were able to start slowly bringing back our after-school training team program as well. So this is a life skills and triathlon training program, and we encourage you to check out our website. With tons of different ways to get involved as a volunteer. And we are looking for about 10 to 15 more volunteers for our Middleton Triathlon next Saturday morning. So check us out. It's try4schools.org. Thanks, everybody.
Good morning, Fred Kropp with the Wisconsin Badger Camp. We are a summer camp for individuals with disabilities. We've been around since 1966. We bring outdoor adventure to those folks that basically have not really had a chance to experience the great outdoors. Pretty much offer anything you would have experienced at summer camp, we bring to them within their abilities, but we have not turned anybody away because of their severity and or their ability to pay for camp. And this year we were able to put together a small group because we couldn't find counselors, but normally we run about 100 campers a week through camp. And this year we're doing 15 to 20, but we're happy to be able to at least function somewhat this summer. I think that's it. Thank you.
And Wisconsin Tech Council, anybody here? Okay, then we'll finish up with Wisconsin Youth.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm last but not least, alphabetical order. We are Wisconsin Youth Company. I'm the Fund Development Coordinator. My name is Emily. We serve children and families in Dane and Waukesha counties through before and after school programs, summer camp programs, school break programs. We also operate Elver Park Neighborhood Center and Teresa Terrace Neighborhood Center on Madison's southwest side. And our programs focus on building community where children can thrive, where they can be their best selves, they can explore their interests, they can form deep, meaningful relationships with their peers. And our staff are really caring adult mentors with training. We really focus on providing professional development opportunities for our staff and making sure that every child who enters our program feels loved, supported, and given the tools that they need to succeed. So our Elver Park Neighborhood Center, really exciting, has expanded to include a food pantry. And we're sort of growing and continuing that. But neighborhood centers are also really dedicated to responding to community need. This year has been very challenging for parents and kiddos alike, but we've been continuing to offer in-person programs to help parents who need to be in person for work find safe spaces for their kids to be during the day. So that's been a big priority this past year. It has been very challenging, but we're really appreciative for the support of the community. On a slight tangent, if any nonprofits are here, this feels like the right moment to say, we get together, Middleton Chamber has formed a nonprofit micro group. We get together about every other month and talk about different discussion topics. Non-nonprofit members, if you're interested in coming and listening to some of the conversations that nonprofits in the community are having, you're welcome to join us as well. Our next meeting is on Thursday, August 17th from 1 to 2 p.m. And we're going to be talking about CRMs. So if you want to join in that conversation, please send me an email, ewills@wisconsinyouthcompany.org. Also, if you want to chat about childcare and how we care for our young people and prepare them for the future, happy to talk about that too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily. If there's any nonprofit on today that we might have missed, I would just open the floor to you to also introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Audrey Hamilton, and I am with Upper Iowa University, and we are, in fact, a nonprofit. We've been a nonprofit since 1857 when we began. We offer associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and graduate level degrees, as well as a number of certifications. I'm also very excited to announce, just as of yesterday, we are now located in Middleton. We are in our new location. I'm only pointing the camera at my wall because the rest of my office is boxes and bookshelves. So it'll be a little bit of chaos to get unpacked, but we will be doing an open house and a ribbon cutting, and I would love to see all of you here. We're very excited to be in our Middleton community. Thanks so much.
This is Tiffany from the Better Business Bureau serving Wisconsin. Our vision is to create an ethical marketplace where buyers and sellers trust each other, and our mission is to be the leader in advancing marketplace trust. Some of the ways that we do that is through business accreditation. If you're interested in learning more, I'm happy to help you. And as a consumer, when you are doing business with any type of business, whether it's a contractor, an investment professional, an online retailer, before you do business, please check them out on bbb.org before you enter into a transaction, because after you enter into a transaction, and if it goes wrong, it's sometimes really hard to get out from under it and solve all those problems. So a quick check on bbb.org can save you from a variety of problems down the road.
Hey, this is Sam Deniski from Renew Wisconsin. We just became members, so we're not on this list right now, but we are a renewable energy advocacy organization. We do education on renewable energy technologies across the state. We do policy work as well, mostly at the state and the local level. And we also have a various amount of programs too for just about anyone that might be interested in renewable energy, if you're a homeowner, if you're a business, or if you're a nonprofit. So thanks for having me here today.
All right. Well, I don't know if you guys are like me, but feel humbled and thankful and emotional and just really pleased with all the work that these amazing nonprofits are doing in our community. The reason that we took this focus for August is that actually next week, Tuesday, August 17th is National Nonprofit Day. So we will be sending out a communication to highlight all of these organizations again. I do encourage you to click on the directory listing where all of them will be highlighted, and then you can dive into the ones on there that you don't maybe know a little bit about. So with that, I think we're going to move on to one of our fan favorites here, which is Facetime. So if you guys haven't done that before, we are going to send you out into some quick breakout rooms here. We'll allow everybody to kind of go through and introduce themselves. Sorry, I'm trying to double team and do my breakout rooms. Introduce themselves, say the company they're with, and then we've just posed this question. Let the conversation flow. You do not have to do this, but if you're looking for a place to start, share a nonprofit that you're impacted with or has impacted you or someone you know. So if you give me a minute here, and we'll get these rooms open for you guys. Okay, so we'll spend a few minutes in there and then we'll bring you back and we'll close out for the day. Have fun.
Just make sure.
I don't see anything happening.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
here we go. Join.
All right, guys.
There we go.
Thank you. One more button I had to click.
Sure, no worries.
I want to again thank all of our nonprofits for giving us some insight into what you do, and also thank you for being the glue that kind of holds our communities together. We appreciate you so very much, and hopefully next year we can give you the expo style recognition at an in-person GMM that you all deserve. Thank you to our August sponsor, Taylor with Cardinal View, and our annual sponsors, MG&E, Marco, Premier Retirement Partners, and Hilton Garden Inn. Please, if you see anybody from any of these organizations, thank them for sponsoring this event. Again, if you do not want your email included in that virtual gift card exchange, please, let Lisa know. Kristen gets to go on vacation, so let Lisa know by 5 p.m. today and she'll remove that. Be sure to follow us on all of the social medias, and we will see you next month in one way or another.
One way or another. Thanks, everyone.